Nats overpowered the Cubs behind a home run barrage, helping Gio earn his 18th. With 4 weeks to go, the most wins in baseball, a 7-game lead in the East. And tonight, a chance to pull off a 4-game sweep and run the latest win streak to 5. For the final time this year, Washington going for the sweep. Adam Laroche, 8 hits, 4 homers in this series. Ryan Zimmerman, 10-game streak. Mr. Worth back in the lineup tonight. A lot of fist pumps around this place lately. To you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By Blippy, America's sub shop. And by Resident Evil Retribution. It's in 3D and it's in theaters September 14th. Time to scan those tickets. Head to your seats on a beautiful night at Nationals Park. This would be one of the most comfortable evenings we've had lately. Humidity down just a bit after some morning showers. 82 degrees. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. The Cubs are hitting .239. Second from the bottom in that and in runs scored, but Alfonso Soriano is having a fine year. 26 home runs this year gets him up to .366. He's 4 for 11 against Jordan Zimmerman and has a home run and 3 RBIs in this series. So here's Jordan Zimmerman making start number 28 on the year. And in his career, it is start number 77, career mark of 21 and 26.
And last time out in Saturday's 10-9 loss against the Cards, had his roughest outing of the year. Gave up 8 runs on 8 hits, just 3 2/3 innings, struck out 3, walked 1, threw 93 pitches in those 3 2/3, 62 for strikes.
David DeJesus leads off for the Cubs.
Interesting before the game, Carp. We're thinking maybe Jordan Zimmerman in uncharted waters, most innings he's ever thrown. He might be getting tired. Davey Johnson felt like last time out with that extra day's rest, he was a little bit too strong.
Yeah.
And that's why all his pitches were up.
Well, we'll show you something later that will indicate that when he has his regular 4 days of rest, he's actually better than when he has too much time off. So 0 for 6 in this career is DeJesus, checking in at .267. Longtime Kansas City Royal, a little time in Oakland before coming to the Cubs. That's a strike called by the crew chief, Jerry Lane, and it's 0-2 to the leadoff hitter. Nationals pitchers in this series in 3 games have given up 1 hit in the first inning total to the Cubs. That's going to punch him out. Jerry Lane pulls out the bow and arrow on the first hitter of the game. I just wonder what Dale Swaim's thinking right now.
Well, let's check it out. First 2 pitches right down the middle. Looked like it caught the corner to me. Good frame job by Suzuki. 96 miles an hour. Right out of bed for Jordan Zimmerman. And that's how this one starts. A 3-pitch see ya.
Crew chief Jerry Lane, 24th year. Bill Miller, Mike Estabrook, and Larry Vanover. Veteran umpiring crew for this one. Luis Valbuena will be next, and then Anthony Rizzo. By the way, the Braves won today, 1-0. If you hadn't heard, when a pitcher dropped a throw back from a catcher, got behind him, runner scored from third, and the Braves have won 2 games in a row with 1 unearned run each time. Now that's a lead by 7 in the East.
Orlin Rosario, the catcher for the Rockies, with a runner on third base. I think it was Juan Francisco. Threw the ball back to Yolis Chacin, the pitcher, and he just missed it. The ball rolled between the mound and second base. Francisco scored, and that was all she wrote for the whole game. The only run of the game scored on that. Crazy.
September baseball. Only thing crazier is October, and there's a pitch up. And the count is 2-2 to Luis Valbuena, who in this series is 2 for 4 with a walk and batting .230 overall. Nats are trying to make it 5 in a row and 8 of 9. That's really close, similar to the pitch on which DeJesus was called out.
You see the velocity, though, early? I don't think I've seen him throw this hard all year. 97.
Just stay around there, Jordan. You'll be getting those calls in a couple of innings on a consistent basis. Zimmerman has drawn the Cubs 4 times in his career. Hasn't beaten them yet. 0-3 with a 4.68 ERA. And this is the only game in the National League now. Marlins at home beat Milwaukee 8-2 today. Couple of games tonight in the American League, a very light schedule. And that ball scorched to right, and it is right at Jason Wirth. And a drive like that will cause the guy to flinch at the last second.
And so will the bank of lights right over the Cubs dugout. You know, hasn't really taken effect yet, but you can still get a ball in the lights before it gets dark. And watch Jason Wirth with the fight right at the end. That's just looking like you're looking right at the sun. He just put his head down in hopes that it goes into his glove, and it did.
Bases empty, 2 outs. Anthony Rizzo. Very impressive home run straightaway center field in the 9th inning here last night in the series. 4 for 11. 1 RBI and a walk. And Jordan is working very quickly. Great pace to his evening so far. This will be an interesting pitch selection on 2-0 to a big, strong left-handed hitter.
You know, we're spoiled every night for watching this staff for 5+ months now with the stuff they have. But I think the thing that we take most for granted is the tempo that every single guy in this staff has. You know, every 5th day they go out there, they get the ball and throw it.
Rizzo swinging on 3-0, hits one deep, and that ball is out of here. His 2nd consecutive home run. So they give him the green light, and he hits his 12th of the year. First time in this series the Cubs have had a lead in 4 games. That is some kind of power for a 23-year-old first baseman.
Well, last night he went off the back wall in straightaway center field where the dumpsters are. And tonight, first at bat, gets a 3-0 fastball down and away, showing some opposite field pop into the red seats like a right-handed pull hitter to make it 1-0 Cubs.
Jordan Zimmerman gives up his 17th homer of the year. He doesn't give up many with men on base, and there's a strike to Alfonso Soriano. He's hit 26, driven in 88. Four for 11, a homer, 8 RBIs against Jordan Zimmerman. So he's had some good swings at Jordan over the years. At fastball at 96 by him. Counts even 2-2. Nice tight slider, little breakaway right at the end there. And Zimmerman gets his 2nd strikeout. Rizzo's homer gets the Cubs on the board. You don't think the Nats are going to lose by 1, do you? Nice crowd here at the ballpark.
Satchels. We'll go with Satchels.
Satchels?
Yeah,
Okay.
Satchels.
Adam Laroche is in the cleanup spot. And in this series, he's 8 for 12, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, and a walk. Unbelievable hitting by the Nats first baseman right now. as it is up and down the lineup. See your authorized Dodge dealer. It's a world of performance, design, and fuel efficiency. Schedule a test drive. Go to Dodge.com. Check out the powerful lineup. This is Justin Germano, 30-year-old right-hander. The Nats haven't seen him since he went 7-10 with the Padres 5 years ago. That was his only start against Washington. He won that game. And since then, kind of a journeyman. Some years with the Padres, Cleveland, Boston, and then traded to the Cubs in July in a cash consideration transaction.
Well, last time out, he suffered his third consecutive loss in the Cubs' 5-2 setback at San Francisco, or against San Francisco, September 1st. He allowed 5 runs on 6 hits over 5 innings, struck out 2, walked 2, threw 93 pitches, 57 first strikes. We'll get to his repertoire in a second, but his fastball averages just 86 miles an hour.
That's a slow breaking ball that misses 2-1. Jason Worth had the night off last night, and he's still 5 out of 9 with an RBI in this series. He has 1 career hit against this pitcher. It was a home run. That one jammed him, and he pops it up short left. Starlin Castro. Harper and Zimmerman now the next 2.
Let's go inside the numbers with Germano and check out his repertoire this season. You see the fastball velocity, throws it 50% of the time at 86.1 miles an hour. And these are the type of pitchers that in the past have gave national hitters some problems. Guy got to stay back, zone him up. But a soft tossing guy that moves the ball around and mixes it up nice. To find out why employees choose STG, visit stginc.com.
Bryce in this series, 4 for 8, couple of solo homers, 2 walks. So right now with the Yankee-Baltimore game delayed, Cal got his statue unveiled tonight. And the Rangers at Kansas City in about an hour. This is the only game in progress in the big leagues. Harper, 7 homers, 14 RBIs in his last 18 games. Germano gets a strike, and I mean that was off speed at 70. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's Game Alive on the last night of the road trip a week ago last evening in Miami, and haven't stopped making noise since. Only exception was the kind of quiet 2-1 win over the Cubs on Labor Day. Other than that, it's been a slugging homestand here.
And 7-1 in their last 8 games. They have outscored their opposition by 36 runs in those 8 games, 61-25. They've scored 8 or more runs 6 times, and they're hitting .352 with 22 home runs in their last 8 games.
Harper on an off-speed pitch, reaching for it and getting it over the dugout.
And check out the home runs. I mean, that's the number that got me, right? 22 home runs in their last 8 games. A couple of hits in there, too. Only 103.
I mean, they're averaging like 13, 14 hits a game. Runs are out of sight, about 7.5. And they're hitting the ball out of sight. 2-2 to Harper. And that ball is hit well to left center, slicing away from Brett Jackson. It'll one-hop the bullpen fence. Harper thinking about 3, and here he comes. Triple with 1 out.
That is all hustle right out of the box. Great pick by Castro to make this close on a short hop from Brett Jackson. But, I mean, you're putting your head down. You're almost putting double in your scorebook, and you look up and figure out, yeah, that's Bryce Harper. He's putting his head down and going for 3. And right out of the box, he's not just satisfied with the double. And you could tell that was going to split the gap. It had tail to it. And right here, he's like, nah, I'm not going for a double, bro. I'm going for 3. And once again, the helmet comes off. Runner on third, 1 out. And a hustle triple from Bryce Harper. Stay hot.
Setting up Ryan Zimmerman to tie the game immediately. Harper in the top 10 of the league in triples now. And Zimmerman takes one off the plate inside. Ryan has 73 RBIs, and he's on a 10-game hitting streak, 14 for his last 44.
That's impressive. I did not think he was going to go for 3 right there. I mean, usually a ball in that gap, I don't care how fast you are, a ball right in front of you, that's a double every time. Wasn't satisfied with 2, wanted 3.
He was going to make the Cubs make 2 perfect throws to get him, and the second one was offline. Zimmerman waves at that one, holds the bat back, and it counts 2-1.
And just like that, once again, there goes a no-hitter. A little excited right there, forgot to say it.
And a tapper. Count even 2-2.
I mean, when he's going that way, what are you going to do to him? For about a month, everybody trying the outer half on Bryce Harper, and that ball might have been on the inner third. Got his hands inside it, got the barrel to the baseball. You saw the tail. So that ball got in the gap, and Brett Jackson couldn't catch up to it in the hustle going into third. Still needs a chin strap, though.
It's only a handful of guys in the major leagues turn that into 3 bags. Zimmerman, little tapper. Harper has to hold. He's going to come home now and make 2 throws again. Safe! Bryce Harper, unbelievable base running. And the Nats tie the game, and he gets Ryan Zimmerman an RBI. He is fearless and efficient on the bases.
Yeah, watch the read. He comes down the line just far enough, and as soon as Germano turns his back, that's all she wrote. We've seen this play before, and a pickoff from Cole Hamels, very similar right here. And watch the read from Harper. A little check from Germano, but he didn't really look at him. And with a left-handed first baseman and Anthony Rizzo, he has to pivot on the inside. And the speed of Bryce Harper alone just tied this game at 1. You called it, Carp, fearless. All great base runners are fearless. They're not afraid to make mistakes.
Here's Adam Laroche with 2 outs. You know, Ryan Zimmerman crossed first base and probably wondered what the crowd was doing, making all that noise. Then he did a 180 and saw an RBI sliding across home plate. Guys just don't get ribbies on plays like that. And Bryce Harper has amazed us again here in the first inning. They've got a big shift on against Laroche now. But still, Darlin Castro on the left field side of second base.
He's saying exactly what you just said in the dugout. He's telling his teammates, I turned around, I heard a cheer. You could see him with a surprised look on his face. I thought, man, I didn't drive that guy in, turn around. Got an RBI and tie the game up.
This says runs batted in, not runs line drived in. So Ryan gets number 74. Pretty sweet.
Usually you buy a teammate a beer for that, but he can't. Price is 19.
Well, how about a nice diet root beer after the ball game tonight? Three and 1 to Laroche, and look out here. 405 his last 10 games. He'll take that fastball that catches the inside corner. Nothing he could drive, so he laid off. We'll see if Germano tries to jam him again. As usual, the Nats with an immediate answer after somebody else scores. And Laroche kills the ball right at Darwin Barney. So Bryce Harper turns a double into a triple. He turns a routine out into an RBI, single-handedly tying the game for the Nats.
an answer in the bottom of the first. It's time for your Mazda defensive alignment. Let's set the defense for the Nationals tonight. Outfield from left to right, Morse, Harper, Worth. Desmond Zimmerman on the left side, Espinoza, Laroche on the right side, and Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. This is brought to you by your DC area Mazda dealers. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. What do you drive?
I drive a Mazda.
What do you bench?
I like it. I can't lift my car, but I can bench the bench. Top of the second, you know, when you face the Cubs, there are 3 guys that can hurt you. And the rest of the team can be pitched to. If you don't believe me, listen to this. This is the 4th game of this series. The Cubs have 19 hits. Rizzo, Soriano, and Castro have 13 of them. The rest of their batters in over 3 games have 6 hits. So Rizzo has one tonight. Soriano has struck out. And here's Starlin Castro, who's 5 out of 12 with 2 RBIs. Hasn't had any success, though, against Jordan, batting 100 against him. Drives that ball to the right side. It is on the ground fair. Rattling around in the corner. It takes a funny hop and gives Starlin 90 extra feet. Castro into third. That ball hit right near the 335 marker on the edge of some padding, and it stopped instead of popping out to Jason Worth. So a triple by Castro, and that for Castro is his 11th triple of the year.
A nice piece of hitting right there. Good pitch from Zimmerman, down in the zone, hit a spot, and this is where it gets tricky. And watch a little Bellata action right there. Stays inside the door, checks up on Worth. And that allowed Castro to go an extra 90 feet.
He is tied for the league lead in triples with Dexter Fowler with 11, the most in the big leagues. So he's at third base with nobody out. Now we'll see if the Nats can pitch to the rest of these Cubbies. This is 26-year-old Steve Clevenger. And 25 career triples now for Castro with his 11 this year. Clevenger was 26 years of age on opening day when the Nats visited Wrigley Field, and he was in uniform, hitting .217 in 59 games. Clevenger had a bloop base hit first time he faced Jordan on Sunday, April 8th. Lined out to short, struck out later, 1 for 3 career.
Good sign for Jordan Zimmerman and the Nats. That slider right there to Clevenger, down and in. Tight, short, and late.
And Zimmerman was good against the Cubs that day. 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. But he was outpitched by Jeff Samardzija. That one lined right at Adam Laroche. So just like the Cubs got a break on Adams' liner at Barney, Nats get a break as Clevenger lines out, first out. Strikeout-prone Brett Jackson coming up.
Might be the best I've ever heard Jeff Samardzija's name pronounced, partner, right there. That was nice. Take the out any way you can get it. Keep Castro at third with 1.
Brett Jackson in this series, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. He's 0 for his last 14. A prospect, former #1 draft pick, trying to figure out how to make contact at the major league level.
Well, Zimmerman needs a strikeout right here. And going to that slider all of a sudden, it's good.
45 strikeouts and 88 at bats for the rookie Jackson this year. Out of Cal Berkeley. That was a check swing and no swing, says Larry Vanover.
He goes with that back-to-back slider. Did he go? Ooh.
Yeah, it could have been called either way.
Yeah.
Well-placed fastball to the outer edge. Nissan on the pitch track.
95 on the black and a 2-0 count. Jackson didn't like it. Zimmerman will take it.
Nissan's bottom line sales event ends October 1st. Strike 2. Visit ChooseNissan.com or stop by your local dealer. As we mentioned, a strikeout-prone hitter, and Zimmerman now a chance. He's fan 2 today, 124 on the year, to get this thing to Darwin Barney with 2 outs. Then you wouldn't have to pitch to him if you didn't want to. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 and 2 outs here in the second.
Now give Jordan Zimmerman and Kurt Suzuki props right there for sticking with the fastball. You could tell that Jackson was having trouble catching up to the power fastball from Zimmerman. So instead of speeding him up with an off-speed pitch, a slider in, they go with the elevator fastball. Jackson late. Big strikeout early for Zimmerman.
And now the hitter with 2 outs, Darwin Barney. 6 homers, 38 RBIs on the year. And now they get victimized by the number 8 hitter on the first pitch. And Barney might be thinking 3. Takes Worth a while to get that one out. And we've had 3 triples in this game already. Cubs lead 2-1. In the National League, the number 8 hitter can hurt you if you throw the ball right over the plate. And Darwin Barney, 39 RBIs now.
Nice piece hitting by Barney. He got a slider up 87 miles an hour right down the middle. Didn't do a whole lot. First pitch hacking down the corner. So a couple of triples here in the second from the Cubs middle infield.
Yeah, Jordan's given up 6 homers in his last 15 innings. And this inning, when he keeps the ball in the yard, couple of triples. And here's Germano, who's 10 for 61 career with 3 RBIs. As a hitter, 1 for 11 this season.
How about the pace of this ball game early? Fast and furious.
And a swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts in the game for Zimmerman, but he's given up a homer and 2 triples, and the Cubs on top once more. Tonight for the Luna Double, get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. Morse, Desmond Espinosa for the Nats, bottom of the second. They made Justin Germano throw 20 pitches in the first inning. Ryan Zimmerman has an RBI tonight. He's got a bobblehead on Saturday. It's a 105 game against the Marlins. Get here early. First 15,000 fans get the Zimmerman bobblehead presented by PNC Bank, and that's available only at the center field gates. Nationals.com/tickets. Come and join us Saturday. Marlins will be here tomorrow night. Day games over the weekend. So you don't think the Nats are going to lose 2-1, do you?
I mean, The way this series has gone, the way they've been swinging the bats, and how small this ballpark is playing is just the thing that stands out in my mind this whole series. I've never seen Nats Park play this small.
And I think there's a correlation here. We've had some very muggy conditions. The ball's just getting up in the air, and nothing's knocking it down. And give the ball club credit. They've been swinging the bats great. Michael Morse in this series, just 2 for 10 with a walk, but he still has 10 hits in his last 8 games. Batting average hovering just under 290. He's never hit against Germano. In fact, only 2 Nats in the lineup have tonight, Worth and Zimmerman. Mark DeRosa has seen him for 1 career at bat, and that's about it. Originally drafted by the Padres in the 13th round back in 2000. He's got a good breaking ball tonight, and there will be a lot of lab work. FP, you talk about this a lot. This is just as good as not ever seeing a guy before. A lot of lab work to take place here. First time around the batting order, and then we'll see what happens second time up.
Well, anybody that's thrown a perfect game, no matter where or when, obviously has good stuff. And you look at Germano last year with Columbus against Syracuse, threw a perfect game. And that last curveball to Morse was dirty.
Yeah, and he only made 6 starts that year, went 3-2. Spent some time with the Indians back in 2010 in their bullpen, 22 games, 1 start. 9 games in their pen last year. Picked up by Boston, sold to the Cubs. Ian Desmond hit number 21 here, a franchise shortstop record.
Standing behind the cage today, watching Ian Desmond take batting practice, I was marveling at how short and compact his swing is. Not a whole lot to it, just right down to the baseball, dropping some serious head on the ball. He doesn't get cheated, but it's not a long swing. Very short, very powerful.
And evidently Cal Ripken was activated in the first inning tonight. He had a grand slam, and the Orioles lead the Yankees 4-0. They put up his statue, and his buddies respond with 4 early runs. That ball is inside the bag and down into the left field corner. Ian Desmond still coming back from the hamstring. Nobody covering second base, so he can just trot on in there. And each team has nothing but extra base hits so far.
Anybody going to hit a single tonight?
Well, maybe now in a minute.
Hey, there's a swing I'm talking about. Look how short, right to the baseball. And it's not like it's a short, compact swing where he's up there trying to put the ball in play. It's very violent. A big-time bat throw with a lot of pop on the backside, but there's not a lot of holes in a swing that's that short and that compact.
So the Nats have a triple and a double. The Cubs have a homer, 2 triples. Danny Espinosa, his share of base hits lately on a 7-game hitting streak, 12 for 27. They're shifting him like he's Adam Laroche right now, and he takes the first pitch, 86, and he'll go to first base. Danny Espinosa hit for a team-leading 13th time this year.
And all 13 times he hasn't showed pain once.
That's the third most in the league, by the way.
Just puts the bat down, goes to first base. I'm not going to let you know it hurt at all.
San Diego's Carlos Quentin 16 times. Carlos Ruiz of the Phillies 14. John Jay, Ricky Weeks, and now Espinosa hit 13 times. Well, it wasn't an extra base hit, so the Nats do have a guy at first.
I wonder if Barney just went in to talk to Germano and say, you know what? Desmond's not 100%. Let's just keep an eye on him. Don't pay too much attention to him because I don't think he's going to steal third.
Kurt Suzuki's on a pretty good run with his bat. In this series, 1 for 5, 3 walks. He's been seeing it well, and he's hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. You get offense from your catcher in a lineup like this, that is huge. Actually, that Baltimore home run was Matt Wieters in the first inning. And they're still batting with 4 on the board against the Yankees. Just one game behind New York atop the AL East. Suzuki, and he just missed the bag. That ball just hooking foul. And the Nats are getting some big-time swings now.
I mean, how different is Kurt Suzuki's swing from when he first arrived as a Washington National? I mean, he's getting his rips in, just like everybody else. And I think more so than anything, this lineup 1 through 8 is not getting cheated. And Luis Valbuena playing umpire right there, called it foul.
Well, the Nats need a fair one. First and second, 1 out, down by a run here in the bottom of the second. A good hitting pitcher on deck. Germano's thrown a pretty good off-speed breaking ball in this one. They'll show him a fastball upstairs. That's about as high as he goes on the miles per hour with 88. Jordan Zimmerman this year has 9 hits, a homer, and 3 RBIs. Breaking ball, Suzuki hits it well, and this ball is gone. Another home run for the Nationals. And suddenly a 4-2 lead.
Their 300th home run in the last 3 games.
Or so it seems.
That's it!
Kurt Suzuki now has 13 RBIs in 22 games as a Nat.
But just the swing has been so much more aggressive the last week. Looking to pull the ball, not even thinking about going the other way. Every time Kurt Suzuki steps in the box right now, he's thinking one thing: I'm going to do some damage regardless of the count.
Zimmerman high in the air to left for Soriano. So this ball club's now hit 158 home runs, 13 in just over the last 2 games of this series. In fact, they've hit 14 homers in the series, counting Adam Laroche's solo on Labor Day. Top of the order now, Jason Worth, and Washington suddenly up 4-2.
This is a 2-strike swing. 1-2 count to Kurt Suzuki. So you think he's thinking about, I'm just going to put the ball in play, maybe let it get deep and go to it right? No. He's still thinking, give me something to hit, and I'm going to let it fly. And another home run from Kurt Suzuki, a big one this time, to put the Nats up 4-2.
Suzuki now in his last 9 games, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Jason Worth takes one low. Germano's given up his 5th homer as a Cub. And Worth will just spit on that close pitch, 2-0. A power outburst, the likes of which the Nationals have never seen. Now they're only 8 home runs away from their all-time club record. Still nobody stopping at first base except for Espinoza, and he didn't have a choice.
I mean, as a hitting coach, I used to jokingly tell my players, swing hard in case you hit it. But right now for the Nationals, 1 through 8 is doing just that. Nobody getting cheated at all.
Yeah, they're swinging hard knowing they're going to hit it. Outside, 3-2. Then you've got a guy like Worth who works the count, builds up the pitcher's pitch count. Germano's next offering will be number 40. So there's the stat we mentioned: 9 games, 8 RBIs, 3 homers for Suzuki. He sits safely in 8 of those games. Worth will foul it on 3-2. Only Milwaukee and Cincinnati more home runs than the Nats. And Washington now is only 2 behind the Reds. They could catch him by the end of the night with Cincinnati not playing today. Off-speed breaking ball, a good one from Germano. But he gets roughed up. Desmond a double, Espinoza hit by a pitch. Suzuki with a 2-strike swing and a 3-run swing. The Nats 4-2.
And the Nationals lead 4-2. And Kurt Suzuki lately has been talking about all the time and effort he's been putting into hitting with hitting coach Rick Eckstein in the batting cages, spending that time to really settle in and get comfortable, he said. He's trying to simplify things, clear his head, go out and just hit, take the effort out of his swing and be free and easy and have less tension in his swing. And obviously it's working out for him so far. And when it comes to catching this rotation, he said, I'm still learning these guys. It's been about 3 or 4 times that I've caught each of them, and that's not a lot. And actually, after Steven Strasburg's couple outings ago, he took the time to sit down in a post-game meeting along with Steve McCatty and Davey Johnson and just sit down and talk about things that went on, get to know the pitchers a little bit more, and make it very relaxed and easy, which is the kind of guy that Kurt Suzuki is. Talk things out, have good communication skills, and he's really doing a great job with the rotation. Davey Johnson said he's been a really quick study, and he likes where he's at.
Well, quick study for a veteran guy who's been around, been there, done that in the other league. And by the way, visit AFCEA.org. They bring you our sideline report. It is the Association for IT Pros. So here's Jordan Zimmerman, and he has thrown a first pitch strike to 8 of the first 10 batters of the game. He struck out De Jesus looking on the 3rd pitch of the game 2 innings ago. Got him again. So out of 7 outs, 5 strikeouts for Jordan Zimmerman.
Elevates a fastball right there at 93. De Jesus can't catch up.
And by the way, his offense, FP, is letting him know, we're with you every step of the way. Just put a couple of zeros on the board and this game's over. So neither pitcher has been able to put a 0 up yet. Luis Valbuena lined out hard to Jason Worth his first time.
Yeah, good news is your offense is absolutely locked in. Bad news is you're pitching in Williamsport. I've never seen this ballpark play like it has the last 3 or 4 days.
Well, the swamp has been muggy in this homestand, and that's basically what DC is, built on such terrain. And it has been really humid at the ballpark. As we mentioned, the humidity down tonight, but it's still about 70%. And the ball has just been riding the air out of here. 1-1 pitch, and that's just well, that's on the corner. 1-2.
And Jerry Lane's got a very unique strike call. It's almost like he's got a question for you.
Did you think it was a strike?
No, he's always had the strike call. It's right here. Then he's just going to be like, I have a question right here. Yes, Jerry?
That ball was on the edge. That one's high, 2-2. Off speed had him way out ahead. And the count stays even. Cubs are going to Pittsburgh. The Nats will be entertaining the Marlins starting tomorrow night. Miami won their game at home 6-2 over the Brewers today. Anthony Rizzo has hit 2 consecutive home runs in this series. He's next. Important to keep the bases clean with him coming up. That'll be the case on strikeout number 6. Zimmerman has struck out 4 of the last 5 Cubs. Nothing fancy here. Fastball away.
96th him on the outer half. 2-seam fastball. You see the run. Valbuena runs out of bat.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. He's now 5 out of 12 in this series with 2 solo homers. Straightaway center last night. Straightaway center here. Jordan Zimmerman's got it. I noticed they moved the ambulance out of the way after last night out in center field. Harper, Zimmerman, and Laroche. What do the bats have in store second time around?
Let's go back to the first inning. Bryce Harper's first at bat. Got this crowd going, sparked his teammates. A little triple in the gap. You're thinking, oh, that's a double. And maybe the relay throw a little bit late. I thought Starlin Castro did a nice job of picking it, but watch the hustle right here. Don't ever turn your back on Bryce Harper, especially when he's on third base. Good read, good hustle. Bryce Harper creating the first run of the night all by himself. I'm told that from the crack of the bat to the time he reached third, 11 seconds, and that is flying.
Here's the other thing about that replay that I just noticed, and the extra base hits are piling up. The center fielder had already released the ball, and he wasn't on second base yet, and he still went. It's just fearless base running.
It is.
The ball was already out of the hand of Brett Jackson. So here's Harper, Zimmerman, Laroche to follow, and he's going to bloop one to left center, and this ball is caught and then dropped by Soriano. Harper slides in safe. That might be Alfonso Soriano's, and it should be first error of the year. He had to run a long way, but it was catchable at the tail end. We'll see how they score it.
Well, we talked about how many guys would turn that double into triple first time up. How many big leaguers hustle out of the box on a routine fly ball to left that look like it's going to be caught the whole way and end up on second base?
First error of the year ruled on Alfonso Soriano. The Nats will take it. Runner at second, scoring position, nobody out. But again, if Harper's not hustling, he's standing at first base and the double plays in order here. First pitch, front door breaking ball. Zimmerman, 74 RBIs. After Bryce stole him one 2 innings ago. Target is inside edge. Ryan jammed, fouls it straight back. Zimmerman loves to hit the ball hard the other way. Looks like in this at bat, Germano wants to keep him from doing that, jamming him. Good RBI guy on deck. And then we've noticed that he'll show the heater on 0-2 way upstairs and then try to maybe throw a hook. He's had a good off-speed breaking ball to get a couple of strikeouts. Morse and Worth tonight. Two. Waiting for the breaking ball. Fair ball, third base side. Harper was going to go to third, but he stumbled, and he gets back in. He just had a slip, and he was ready to go to third base on that throw by Valbuena.
Never a dull moment with Bryce Harper on the sacks.
Find out why employees choose STG at stginc.com. Look at Adam Laroche. His season high is 7 for June. 5 here in September, and it's only the 6th. He's hit 4 home runs in this series, starting with the first run of the series Monday afternoon. So he hit the first one, and his teammates have hit 10 others in this 4-game series.
Well, to get in those postseason award deals, you got to have a big September, and right now, Adam Laroche has had a great start to this month.
5th in the league with 90 RBIs.
So good, they're going to put him on.
Can't say that I blame him. At the end of August, Adam Laroche had 84 RBIs, so he's picked up a half dozen here already. Didn't even play on September 1st, so they'll take on Michael Morse, who was struck out first time up.
And if you're Michael Morse right now, you got to take that a little bit personal. They're walking him to get to me. All right, let's do this thing.
Two on, one out. Dale Swaim ejected last night after being unhappy about a couple of ball strike calls that went against his ball club, both with the Nats batting and his team batting. It's a good baseball man there, playing with a short deck, as we mentioned. If Rizzo, Soriano, and Castro don't do damage in this lineup, nobody else will, the way things are going right now. So he's got to hope for some pitching. He threw his best guy out there Monday, Jeff Samardzija, and the Nats were able to just barely get by him. And now they've clubbed the pitching staff for the next 3 nights. Morse waiting for that breaking ball. Kind of an awkward swing. Still very good with runners in scoring position. 35 of his 47 RBIs. Michael will do his share of extra base hit, home run, and RBI damage when that hand gets back to 100%.
And last home run for Morse was that grand slam against the Mets.
Only one the Nats have hit this year still. Fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball 87-88 from Germano, who's 10-25 as a big league pitcher. 44th start, 89th career appearance. Michael waits for the breaking ball. That one skirted down the first base line. The bases will be loaded. Harper rounding third, going back. That ball had a lot of spin, and Anthony Rizzo couldn't corral it, and he's looking like he might have hurt himself a bit.
Might have rolled his ankle on his glove or the baseball. Let's check it out. Curveball, Morse going the other way. Rizzo to the line, to the glove side. Yeah, he stepped on the ball.
So the Cubs are going to make their second error of the inning. Rizzo's fourth of the year. And the Nationals have the bases loaded with one out without getting a hit. And Ian Desmond will be the batter.
I thought Bo Porter was going to have to tackle Bryce Harper right there to keep him at third.
Dale Swaim and his trainer Mark O'Neill checking on Anthony Rizzo, who's okay evidently. Well, I think Bryce wanted to go to third on the Zimmerman grounder. Slipped. Stayed as Laroche was walked and had designs on home plate when that ball got out of Rizzo's reach. So who knows what might happen here with Ian Desmond coming up.
I mean, the display that Desmond put on in BP today, home run after home run, short compact swing like we talked about the first at-bat. One of the more impressive rounds of BP I've seen all season long.
Double right down the third base line to start the 3-run rally last inning. And that is to the third baseman, trying to turn two, and they will. Couple of long throws and a 5-4-3 to an aggressive first pitch swinging hitter. So after three, the Nats still lead 4-2. To you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at mbusa.com. And by Bacardi Oak Heart, from the heart of charred oak barrels, the smoothest spiced rum has arrived. Bacardi Oak Heart. Capitol looks brilliant on this Thursday evening, early September. Labor Day week in our nation's capital, and the Nats have really gone to work with the bats, the defense, the pitching, everything. Top of the fourth coming up. Alfonso Soriano left the Nationals, signed a huge contract with the Cubs worth $146 million. The Nats got Jordan Zimmerman and two other picks as compensation. I think Josh Smoker, a pitcher, and outfielder Michael Burgess were the others. My, how Jordan has worked out, and they face each other here in the fourth inning. Soriano in his career against Zimmerman, 4 for 12. With a homer, 8 RBIs, and he struck out swinging first time up. So you look at that deal. The Nationals getting a draft pick as compensation when they did not sign their number 1 pick 3 years ago. That was the pitcher that ended up with Kansas City. Great running catch by Michael Morse. And they got Drew Storen with that pick. And then, of course, along comes Strasburg and Harper. Those kind of things happen early in your history on the way to becoming a great ball club.
That's to give you an idea of the carry in this yard tonight. Michael Morse with sort of a flat route to the ball, went straight across. The ball had a little more carry on it than he anticipated. But because of the big wingspan, he reaches up and makes the play, and a nice running catch.
Aaron Crow was that pitcher the Nats drafted out of the University of Missouri. Couldn't get him signed. And then as compensation, the year they drafted Strasburg, the following summer, they had to pick about 9 guys later.
You had me at Zimmerman. All this other stuff is good, but you had me at Zimmerman.
Just goes to show how sometimes the dominoes or the chips fall on your side of the table. Starlin Castro with a big healthy swing, and it's off to the right side, 0-2. If I remember correctly, if published reports were true, the Nationals did make a significant offer to Alfonso Soriano for a total of about $80 million to stay. He got almost double that to go to Chicago. Fastball up and in, 1-2. The Lerner family had just purchased the Nats. It had become official during that summer of 06. So that was probably the first crucial personnel decision they had to make. Zimmerman on the run. You know what that means. Batter out. 2 down.
Band on the run? No, Zim on the run. We've seen this play 4 gazillion times this year, and it's always the same. Throw right on the money, gets the guy by a couple of steps.
It's interesting. Watch this. It almost looks like he throws the ball into his hand with the glove. Amazing coordination. Just kind of flips it into his bare hand and off it goes. And that's 6 in a row, 7 of the last 8 now for Jordan Zimmerman.
I got that strike call as check, please. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Jerry Lane. Check, please.
.45 pitches, first 3 innings. Only 8 more so far here in the 4th. Steve Clevenger, the catcher, lined out hard to Laroche first time, and he will line out to Michael Morse this time. That's a 9-pitch inning for Jordan Zimmerman, and working with a 2-run lead, cruising for now. .42. Anthony Rizzo, a solo blast early. Bryce Harper making things happen all over the place. And a big blow, the blow of the game really, Kurt Suzuki, that 3-run shot.
Yeah, 2 strikes, a 1-2 count to Suzuki. Reaches down for that curveball, digs it out, hits it over the left field fence. A 3-run job. That was the 14th home run of this 4-game series against the Cubs. And Elias says that the all-time record is Twins at Senators in Washington, D.C. in 1963. 17 home runs in a 4-game series. So the all-time record, 17, and that's 3 away.
It's in jeopardy. Did you say 1973?
1963.
63.
Twins
okay.
at Senators here in D.C.
Wow. Little tapper by Danny Espinosa. That ball had some spin on it. And ironically, the old Senators had become the Minnesota Twins just years before that. Senators won only 56 games that year. They went 56 and 106. So a lot of people get hitting against him. And Danny Espinosa continues to hit the ball well. David De Jesus with a very fine play, going straight back.
Has such a good defensive outfielder. We saw him make that sliding play up against the wall down the right field line last night. Danny Espinosa, another good at-bat, squares this ball up. And De Jesus knows where he's at. On the road, takes a little peek at the wall. And with the big curly W about to eat him alive, makes a great play.
Yeah, that 63 Minnesota team had some sluggers. The great catcher Earl Batty, Don Mincher was on that club, Vic Power, slick shortstop Zoyo Versalles, Vic Wirtz, Harmon Killebrew, of course, Wally Post. I could see where those guys could hit a lot of home runs. And Kurt Suzuki is just putting on an amazing show behind the plate with the mitt, the mask, the pads, and the bat. It's just outstanding what he's doing for this ball club right now.
Now when you're locked in, you hit the ball to all field. Suzuki with, I think, a low fastball right there. Right back up the middle. Barney playing him to pull, but hit it hard enough to get it back up the middle. Locked in.
Jordan Zimmerman. Cubs expecting a bunt. Jordan is a very good bunter. Lays it right down there, handled by the pitcher. 1-4. That'll be his third sacrifice of the year, but the 20th of his career. So the runner to scoring position with 2 outs. Place a deposit on a 2013 full season ticket plan. You'll receive postseason ticket purchase priority this year if the Nats are playing in October. Go to nationals.com/2013 or call 202-675-NATS. Suzuki scoring position for Worth. So what is this song that everybody's going woo to?
I'm not sure.
Interesting. Jason Worth has popped up to short, struck out swinging.
And has a lot of protection on deck all of a sudden, the form of Bryce Harper. He should see something to hit right here.
That'll be right on the edge. Our multi-sport research expert Carter Myers tell us that that song and that chant will pop up at Capitals games too. So Jason maybe been to a couple of Caps games and liked what he heard. 3 balls and 1 strike to a guy who can know the strike zone, get walks and get on base. Kinetic North America with our pitch track, of course. World-class technology, responsive solutions to government customers from Kinetic North America. He is Mr. Pitch Track. Larry, what's that last name?
Larry Leadoff, on base again.
2 on, 2 out.
Keep the line moving for a hot hitter, Bryce Harper.
Nats haven't gone in order yet tonight. What else is new? Harper has a triple, and then he reached on the 2-base error by Alfonso Soriano. Rice has driven in 47, 2 in this series with a pair of solo home runs. That's a breaking ball that crosses into the inside corner.
First pitch curveball, second pitch change. That's a good combo right there. Probably has something to do with get that head out, look for something middle in, and turn the fan on somebody.
They did change that ruling last inning, gave Michael Morse a hit on that spinner down to Rizzo, which was not an easy play. I don't think anybody will be too upset about that. Fielder gets an error taken away, and the batter gets a hit. So Michael 1 for 2 tonight. Harper 1 for 2. Off speed, and he misses again.
Yeah, sit soft and you got a chance.
Harper lashes one foul. Nice pickup down there in the corner. That ball had Bill Miller, the umpire, scrambling.
Bill Miller just saw his life flash before his eyes. Absolute bullet right at him. And look out, Bill Miller. A nice play down there, lefty. Way to go.
That's a play of the year by the ball person staff. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Harper still with 2 outs. Bryce will reach out and stroke one. It'll backhand for Castro, and Harper beats it out. The ball gets away. Suzuki scores. Third base Worth. Second base Harper. The Nats lead 5-2. They'll have to give Harper a hit, and then an error will add on to that.
Now they'll give the error to Starlin Castro at shortstop, but Anthony Rizzo has to keep this ball in front of him. It doesn't really matter where it is. It's a hit all the way. I mean, you see where Bryce Harper is, and a good first baseman comes off and catches that ball in the air. Not that Anthony Rizzo isn't a good first baseman. I should say a veteran first baseman comes and grabs that baseball in the air to keep the runners where they're at. You can't try to pick a ball when a guy's already safe. You got to come out and meet the baseball, catch it in the air, and keep the bases loaded. That led to a run. Castro wears the error, but Rizzo has to catch that ball.
Yep, second and third now, 2 outs. Zimmerman the hitter. Ryan could make it a huge inning. The Nationals leading by 3 now. He has an RBI tonight. And the speed of Harper has been an amazing factor in this game.
He's going to need an ice bath after this one.
Nationals 6 base hits now. Putting the ball in play and just using either line drives or their legs to advance.
You know, part of playing in this league, Cart, for a long time is having that internal clock as an infielder and knowing the situation and knowing the runner. If you see your shortstop go to the backhand side on the outfield grass and you know you have a plus runner at the plate, as a first baseman, you know there's going to be no play there.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't on the base to pick that. When you come off, catch the ball, and keep the runners where they're at based on all those things as far as your pre-pitch preparation for that play.
And that play started with Castro playing way up the middle. The Cubs have started shifting on Harper almost the same as they shift on Adam Laroche. That ball was hit to a pretty normal shortstop position, but it was a long run and a backhand for Castro. A lot of time that one took. 1-2 now to Zimmerman. Ryan will take that one off the plate. Ball 2. Boy, it's another long inning. Germano's going to come out of this 4th inning averaging just about 20 pitches per frame. He walked Adam Laroche intentionally last time. Activity in the Cubs bullpen. Jay Chapman throwing. We've got 12 guys out there. We've seen just about all of them in this series. Zimmerman's going to take that one low and away with a good eye, and the count goes full. Nats have not seen Carlos Marmol throw one pitch in this series, the Cubs closer. So Laroche waits. Worth at third, Harper at second, and a payoff pitch coming. He wants to go after Zimmerman, doesn't want to face Laroche with the bases loaded. Ryan base hit left field. This will score 2. The Nationals keep adding on. 7-2 Washington. It's a 3 RBI night for Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, that's 2-out knock from Ryan Zimmerman. And how about all the singles in this inning for the Nationals? Harper with a single. Suzuki started it with a single. And Ryan Zimmerman with a big 2-out knock right there. Drives in 2. To put the Nats on top even more. Clutch hit right there from Ryan Zimmerman.
Outfielders playing deep. Harper running, easily scoring 2. That makes all the runs in this inning earned. Well, maybe not Harper's run just yet. He would have stayed at first were it not for the throwing error. So we'll see how that goes between now and the end of the inning. Adam Laroche, a line drive to second, intentionally walked the other time.
I would like to thank the 4 million people on Twitter that told me Jason Worth's song is Warehouse by Dave Matthews. Thanks.
Warehouse.
Yes. I mean, he's been using it all year. I just didn't. More of a Zeppelin guy than Dave Matthews. Let's just put it that way.
Well, and we've noticed it more lately because now the fans are participating more than they did before. Folks who come to the ballpark every night have picked up on some really neat things here lately. Most notably standing up and cheering for runs.
Yeah, the fans might need a day off after this series.
And that's a group of fans below us that chant Nats, N-A-T-S, Nats, Nat, Nats for every run they score. So that time they did it twice on a 2-run single. Adam Laroche gets solid wood on that ball. High in the air to center, but Brett Jackson is there. Washington will put 3 on the board. Looks like 2 of them will be earned. And after 4 innings, it's 7-2. Four innings of a ball game? The answer is a lot. Almost every move Bryce Harper has made tonight has had an effect on this thing, and it started with outstanding base running. You know, some of those little things you do in the first inning, then 3 innings later your team has just exploded again.
Yeah, we said we're not going to let Sherry and Ron, Bryce's parents, leave. we can. I mean, he's got a triple.
Why would they want to?
He's got a triple and a single. He needs a double and a home run for a cycle. I don't know if any teenagers ever hit for a cycle, but if he does, we could call it a bicycle. So stay tuned. You never know.
The hits just keep on coming from the booth and the field. Jordan Zimmerman goes to the top of the 5th inning. Blows the ball by Brett Jackson, who he struck out first time. Not to be forgotten in all of this, the way Jordan has righted his evening. Hasn't given up a hit since the triple by Barney that put the Cubs on top. Now Lendy Castillo is throwing for Chicago. Jordan has retired 7 straight. He's got the bottom of the order here. So it looks like they're going to hit for Justin Germano. And that didn't take long. Strikeout number 7. Let's go inside the numbers with STGinc.com. Look at this. 81 wins this year by pitchers under the age of 30, which is pretty much everybody on the starting rotation. Expos check in there. The Marlins, the year they won the World Series, and some other good Atlanta ball clubs with that great staff of theirs.
That's with a good month to go in the season, though.
Tony Campana on deck to hit for Germano, who went 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He walked a couple, 1 intentionally, and had 2 strikeouts. Hit a batter, gave up a home run, got a double play ball, and had to throw just about 20 pitches per inning to get through 4 against this red-hot offense. Upstairs on 0-2, Jordan to Darwin Barney.
70% heaters, and they've been good ones tonight. 94-97 from Jordan Zimmerman.
Ryan Zimmerman has to back up, gets rid of it, on target to Laroche. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th.
All right, good decision right here. There's a moment as a third baseman, that split second, when you have to decide, am I going in for this, or do I have to play it back and get the big hop? Zimmerman does a nice job of keeping his feet moving and making the adjustment with his lower half to get the big hop and the good throw right on the money. Good things happen as an infielder when you keep your feet moving.
Already looking at his target as the ball goes into his glove. Tony Campana can fly. 6 for 17 with an RBI as a pinch hitter. This one out to short. Desmond can't wait long. Has to gun him out, and he does. Another really quick inning for Jordan Zimmerman as this one goes to the bottom of the 5th. Well, right behind Abe. Man, they came flying out of the gate tonight. Long run to get to the left field corner. Teddy just doesn't have the staying power, and Abe, he likes it.
It'd be great if a President's Rice in honor of Bryce's helmet always coming off. that all their heads came off in one race all at once.
We've seen a coconut or two rolling around the field over the years, but never all of them. And against the Central, only the 09 Rockies, who were 20 games over 500 against this division, have been better than the Nats this year. Discover Kia's full lineup of high-quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com. Davey Johnson, another pleasant night at the ballpark. I mean, when you're ahead every night, you can do so many things as a manager. You can be aggressive, go a little longer with your starters. You have much more of an easy time deciding how you're going to use your bullpen. I mean, he's had what you would call a pretty luxurious homestand that managers just are not used to at this time of the year.
Well, it's such a luxury to have that guy as your skipper. And you saw Ian Desmond right there talking to Davey Johnson. They're talking game plan hitting right now. You know, where should I look? You know, where should I stand in the box? What kind of pitch am I thinking about hitting right here? And to have a manager that was so offensive throughout the course of his career that you can rely on right before you dig in the box for your next at-bat, you know, what a luxury that is to have.
Lendy Castillo began his pro career with the Phillies as an infielder, converted to a pitcher just 2 years ago. So the Cubs got him in the Rule 5 draft December of last year. So he's pretty much had to be on the team all year or else they lose him. And this will be his 11th game, 10.64 ERA.
Now, we've been talking about postseason awards a lot. That guy right there should get National League Manager of the Year in my mind, without a doubt.
Well, he should get it from every single so-called expert who didn't pick the Nats to win the division. And I would imagine not many did. I know some did. Some were talking about this as a division championship playoff type team. But who's done a better job? In fact, you could ask the question, FP, who's done anywhere near the job Davey has done this year? Michael Morse drives this ball to right. And it'll be caught by David DeJesus. So Michael swinging the bat well suddenly.
I'll tell you who, Buck Showalter in Baltimore, who should be the American League Manager of the Year.
Yeah.
Those two. And then they'll both have to fight it out for Masson Manager of the Year.
Yeah. Now that will be hotly contested. All I know is we're not going to have a call-in with the Oriole fans to decide that thing. Remember the night we played in Baltimore and the Nats were winning handily and we had a call-in about player of the game? They must have had a telethon we didn't know about. I think they do that every night on their telecast, and we don't, so their fans are used to picking up the phone. Had a little fun with that. And this area having lots of fun with the way these two teams are playing. Masson Manager of the Year. Wow. That's usually reserved for a sales guy.
Yeah. Front row parking for a week.
Desmond 1 for 2. He's hit the ball sharply twice. Double down the line, 5-4-3 double play ball.
And I think Davey might have been the last Manager of the Year for the Orioles.
97 maybe?
Yeah.
Not the best parting of company there.
See how I brought it full circle right there?
He can park wherever he wants. In fact, they should valet park him every day. 2-1. Baltimore's picked up another run, but so have the Yankees. Orioles lead 5-1, bottom of the fourth. Rangers at Kansas City just underway, and that's it for the games in progress on a not very busy Thursday, September 6th. Espinosa robbed of a hit last time when he hit the ball right over the head of David DeJesus in right, and he caught it. And he has a 7-game hitting streak on the line. Desmond will be aboard for Espinosa here in the 5th inning. Just to let you know, Dierks Bentley is coming. Saturday, September 22nd. The Nats play Milwaukee. So you'll see some fireworks with Ryan Braun and that offense in town. Nats are chasing them in the home run race. And then after the game, a free concert with Dierks Bentley. Some of the tickets start as low as $10. Go to nationals.com to check it all out. Nationals.com/concerts.
Ian Desmond's 22nd walk of the year.
That's not many.
He's almost got more homers than walks.
He's running. No throw. Clevenger couldn't get a handle on it. And Ian Desmond has his 16th steal of the year. And that would indicate to us that a hamstring is feeling a whole lot better.
Now check it out. Head down, no look in, straight steal. Espinosa takes the pitch for him. Good pitch to run on, off speed in the dirt. Smart base running by Desmond.
86 steals by the Nats. They'll go over 100 in that category on the year. Espinosa hit by a pitch and lined out hard. He lines hard for a base hit here. Desmond held up for a moment because the ball was possibly within reach of Darwin Barney. So it's first and third, one out. And Danny Espinosa has an 8-game hitting streak, 13 for 29.
And last time up, a bullet right at David DeJesus, right in his tracks. This time a little bit lower, just as hard, and a base hit for Espinosa. Got a fastball up. Leg kick, slow and early, get the head out. Another hard hit ball by the Nationals. What new?
8 hits, and it's only the 5th inning. So the Nats in this series now have scored 29 runs on 51 hits. Including 19 hits on Tuesday. Jordan can't complain about run support tonight. In fact, he never complains. But it's good to see him get a whole bunch. And he's pitching beautifully. Suzuki with a fly ball short center. Jackson coming in. Holding at third is Desmond. 2 outs. Well, Kurt Suzuki came in 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. And it'll be up to Zimmerman. See if the Nats can put runs on the board here. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, and a right-handed pitcher, Travis Henke, a 22nd round pick back in 11 out of Arkansas Little Rock. And he is the son of former major leaguer Tom Henke, who lives in Jefferson City, Missouri, and fashioned a great career with the Blue Jays and finished up with the Cardinals. And he's a lot like his dad, 6'6", 250. We used to call him the big man in St. Louis. And Tom Henke, one of the biggest, gentlest giants you would ever meet. And then he'd just go out and throw one high and tight and strike you out.
And the nephew of the Rally Henke.
Tom Henke with Dwayne Ward setting things up for him in Toronto. One of the great 8th and 9th inning combinations in recent baseball history. 2 balls, no strikes. So that's another name to keep in mind over the years. Jordan Zimmerman 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt tonight. And a count of 2-0. Pretty good rip. By the end of this season, how many pitchers will be able to say they hit a home run at Marlins Park? He can.
How many players?
Other than Giancarlo Stanton, Bryce Harper. Runner goes at first. Espinosa. Wild pitch. Desmond stays. As the backstop here is not very far behind home plate. And Steve Clevenger went scrambling back there.
I think Desmond thought that was going to ricochet right back.
It usually does, doesn't it?
To Clevenger.
You know, that's a stolen base because Espinosa was running on the pitch.
Just hit one of those signs and died, I think. This will show it right here. Yeah. That ball had bad attitude right there.
Yeah, if that thing hits the limestone, it comes right back in the area of the catcher. So Danny Espinosa swipes a bag after Desmond did. And for Espinosa, his 19th of the year.
See, he's telling Bo right now he thought it was going to come right back. It hit the attitude sign and stayed.
3-1 to Zimmerman with Worth on deck. That's a high strike. That's ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Jason Worth. And I guarantee you, Castillo's going to have to throw strikes here because Worth is not biting if he doesn't.
A 5-run lead for the Nationals here in the bottom of the 5th, and Jason Worth has a chance to put this one on ice.
Worth with a walk and a run scored last time. Popped up to short, struck out first 2 times up. Nationals lead 7-2. And 3 more runs sitting out there. That's a front door breaker that stays inside.
Probably going to get a heater right now in a 1-0 count. It's just a matter of if it's in your zone, in your spot.
Worth has 1 RBI in this series. That's a fastball up and away. And evidently Steve Clevenger was pretty sure it wasn't a strike because he was on his way to the mound before Jerry Lane ever called the pitch.
Well, Castillo right now, watch the cut on his pitch. I mean, he threw one all the way to the backstop to put a hole in the attitude sign with the cut on it so much that Clevenger couldn't catch it. And right now, he's overthrowing his heater so much, he can't keep it in the zone with all that cut.
Crowd smelling blood here in the 5th inning. That's ball 3.
And that one cut out of the zone, too.
Desmond, Espinosa, and Jordan Zimmerman. 2 of them walked. 2 of them have stolen bases. And Worth was pumping on 3-0.
Like it.
Something wrong with Steve Clevenger's mitt, and he will have to get another. Maybe some of those cutters taking a bite out of the webbing of his glove when he thought he might not be catching it out that far.
That one's no good. And Jamie Quirk is yelling at somebody in the Cubs dugout. That is not a pretty scene. Well, maybe he's yelling at Bo Porter.
Yeah, something's going on here.
Yeah, we could just see the direction.
Bo Porter is on the top step of the Cubs dugout. And Chicago's got to be a frustrated ball club here. And we've got coaches going at it. Jamie Quirk giving it to Bo Porter. And here comes both bullpens.
Cubs have 48 guys in their bullpen. That's a disadvantage to the Nats.
Yeah, this looks like a college football game. As much personnel's on the field.
That's another reason to your rosters in September point about not having too many guys. There's a bench clearing brawl and one team has 40 guys and the other team has 26, 27, 28. Second night in a row that the Cubs staff has had more fire than their players.
Three of the umpires huddling with Bo Porter and Trent Jewett. And then the three umpires are staying together to talk about something, including Jerry Lane, the crew chief. What this might have to do with a catcher's mitt, I do not know.
I don't think it has anything to do with the catcher's mitt. It has to do with 3 days of frustration and maybe boiling over on the fourth. I think they're throwing Jamie Quirk out.
Dale Swaim out, and Jamie Quirk has evidently been ejected. Jamie Quirk, ex-big league catcher.
And maybe they took offense to Jason Worth taking a 3-0 hack up by 5 runs. Well, the way this ballpark is playing, I don't think you stop playing your game just because you have a 5-run lead. That's what you do. You got to keep playing your game. I mean, there's the old adage, up by 5 after 5 you quit running, but this ballpark, like I've joked about in this game, is playing like Williamsport.
Yeah.
So a 5-run lead, not as safe as it would seem normally, and you got to keep doing your thing. Jamie Quirk obviously took offense to Jason Worth in the 3-0 hack. Maybe yelling at Bo Porter for giving him the green lights, and that's what this is all about, I do believe.
And evidently the umpires feeling that Quirk provoked both benches and bullpens to empty. That was interesting. Bo Porter taking on the Cubs dugout, walking right to the top step.
This is pennant race baseball. I mean, one team is trying to get to October baseball. The other team is looking at prospects. And you have to do whatever you can to get to October. And if it means swinging 3-0 and driving in a couple runs, I said when Jason Worth came up for this at-bat, he has a chance to put this game on ice, and that's exactly what he was trying to do right there in a 7-2 game. I'm going to stay with it a second right here.
So that was the 3-0 hack. Steve Clevenger departs to get another catcher's mitt.
I think Jason Worth starts to hear some noise from the Cubs dugout right about here.
So he'll glare in there for just a second or two. And then Jamie Quirk right there, giving it to Bo Porter.
I thought he was yelling at one of his players there on the top step. Thought they were in a little squabble in the dugout, but apparently it was about the green light. Dale Swaim coming over, talking to Bo Porter, getting in between he and Jamie Quirk.
And Quirk shortly thereafter ejected. It's 3-1 now to Jason Worth. That is a strike call. And the count's full.
The fastball down and in, 93 miles an hour. I thought it was a strike. Let's see what Pitch Track has to say. Good frame by Clevenger, gets the call.
Pretty close. All the runners on the move here. And a 3-2 pitch. Worth will slice it straight back.
I quite frankly am a little bit surprised that tempers haven't boiled over before tonight.
Well, you mentioned this at least for the first time 2 nights ago. Chris Bosio appeared to be upset at some of his pitchers for the comfortable swings the Nats have been taking throughout this series.
And they're just doing their jobs as hitters, don't get me wrong.
And Worth with a fly ball to right. It'll play for David DeJesus. That'll end the inning. The Nats leave 3. They've stranded 6. So a little extracurricular in the 5th. Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. Bryce Harper, bat and speed, big factor in this game. Kurt Suzuki, the blow of the night, 3-run homer, second inning. And Jordan Zimmerman now, 15 of 18 first pitch strikes tonight.
Yeah, after giving up the triple to Darwin Barney in the second inning, he's retired 10 in a row. He struck out Justin Hermano to end the second, then a couple of strikeouts in the third. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth, a strikeout of Brett Jackson to start the fifth. So settled down nicely after some extra base hits early from the Chicago Cubs.
David DeJesus, Luis Valbuena, Anthony Rizzo, top of the sixth.
And here come the troops. 63 relievers from the Cubs bullpen. And there's a lot of human beings in foul territory. I mean, that looks like a football game.
The Nats have 9 extra men. The Cubs have 8. The Cubs have 12 relievers. The Nats have 10. And some people have remarked about our ball club, how big these guys are.
Oh, yeah. Well, what you didn't see is in the commercial break, I went next door and got a piece of Bob Brenly. I did.
I'm pretty sure I can handle Len Casper.
Yeah, he's got some ice on his nose right now.
Oh, boy. I'm not touching my buddy Pat Hughes. He's too valuable to the Cubbies. Can't mess with Pat. He's their radio guy, one of the best. So the Cubs box score. Anthony Rizzo, the solo home run. Then they had the triples by Castro and Barney in the second, and nothing since. 11 consecutive retired by Jordan Zimmerman. He faces Luis Valbuena, and that's a strike. Now, Jamie Quirk is a great baseball guy. Played in the Royals. Teammates like George Brett, John Wathen. Longtime coach for a bunch of different teams in the league. He's a fiery guy, competitive guy, sticking up for his ball club, and I don't think anybody has a problem with that. And then Bo Porter decided to come over and hear it and give some of it back, and Quirk, the one ejected.
Well, there's ways to stick up for your ball club, and I think what Dale Swaim last night came out, showed some fire, got thrown out of the game with an umpire, but when you start yelling at the other ball club for beating you and doing things right, that's a whole different story. And the Nats are trying to get to the playoffs, and they have an agenda, and it's not about making friends, it's about winning baseball games however you can.
So a great off-speed pitch by Jordan Zimmerman, easily handled by Laroche, and Anthony Rizzo will be the hitter here with 2 outs, bases empty.
I mean, there's one way to stick up for your team, and that's by arguing with umpires. You start yelling at players and coaches, that's a different story.
Fastball for a strike, high in the zone. Rizzo 1 for 2 tonight in the series. He's 5 for 13 with 2 home runs. That ball scorched. Espinosa got a piece of it. Couldn't keep it in the glove, and it'll be a base hit for Anthony Rizzo. I tell you, this young man's impressive. I was surprised the Padres gave him away. He came over in the deal from the Red Sox with Adrian Gonzalez and was supposed to be San Diego's first baseman of the future. He may be a really good fixture for the Cubs for a long time.
That ball was hit hard. Espinosa, no chance going to the backhand side.
Ball just overpowered the leather there. Padres gave Rizzo 128 major league at bats before going to the Cubs in a 4-player deal. He's an interesting story. When in 08, when he was an A-ball, he beat what they called limited stage Hodgkin's lymphoma. So he's a cancer survivor, and at the age of 23, looks like he's on his way as a big leaguer. Pop up, Espinosa. 6 outstanding innings by Jordan Zimmerman. Harper, Zimmerman, Ryan, and Laroche coming up. Mason. Well, the Nats, another big offensive night. 7 runs on 8 hits. Flawless defense so far. 2, 3, 4 coming up, bottom of the 6th. Let's go inside the numbers with Kia. They have a full lineup of high quality, stylish, and dependable vehicles. To learn more, visit kia.com.
It's Tater meter, where Bryce Harper hits his home runs by zone.
You know, you usually associate down and in with left-handed home runs. Bryce hits them just about anywhere you pitch him. Another inning for Lendy Castillo. And that ball way in on Harper, and we're going to have issues warned. And here come the benches and the bullpens again.
We just don't want to get anybody suspended in the pennant race. Great move by Jason Worth coming out and getting Bryce Harper.
Yeah, now the Cubs are going to throw at a teenager.
And Jason Worth has done a lot of great things as a Washington National. What he just did to save Bryce Harper might be the best.
Now Ryan Zimmerman has his hand on Harper, away from the fray. So you know that warnings have been issued here, and this is where it's unfair to the team that hasn't done anything.
Except for play the game the right way for 3 days, 3.5 days. I mean, it's like taking a penalty in the playoffs in hockey. You just don't want to get anybody suspended this time of year. And that was a great job, and something's breaking at first base right now between one of the relievers from the Nationals, who I can't tell who, and the Cubs. And here we go. We got ourselves a brawl.
The Cub that was doing all the jawing is number 60, Manuel Corpus. Formerly with Colorado, he was the one shouting across the infield. And a ball club that's won 3 out of 22 road games since the All-Star break, having a hard time dealing with the success of the Nats right now. But Manny Corpus, I think they call him Manuel Corpus now, was the one doing the jawing and the gesturing there that got things going all over again.
And I'm not going to say who it was until we see a replay, but I just hope nobody gets suspended because of this stuff on a team that's 51-85. Burnett's talking about the catcher. He can read his lips.
Obviously, Edwin Jackson very hot. Michael Morse was hot.
I mean, you get beat like the Cubs have for 4 days now, and then you throw at somebody. To me, that's just plain embarrassing for your whole organization. It really is. It's one thing to lose baseball games, but it's another thing to start throwing at people because they're doing things the right way and you're not.
And I'm telling you, Pete, I thought last inning they probably would have thrown at Worth, but the bases were loaded because they were unhappy with Jason, who did nothing but swing at a 3-0 pitch.
And that's all Bryce Harper has done, is play the game the right way, put his head down, play as hard as you possibly can, as good as you possibly can. And the same goes for the rest of the Washington Nationals. And so now, what are you going to do? You can't beat him, so you're going to throw at him? It's embarrassing.
Umpires trying to sort this thing out.
We'll try to sift through this. The first pitch fail. Didn't hit him. Tried to, and Bryce Harper's ready to go. He's locked and loaded. I think Jerry Lane did a nice job. Got to give Steve Clevenger some credit for getting in between Bryce and his pitcher. And Jason Worth comes out. Ryan Zimmerman comes out. Bench is clear. Cooler heads prevail for a moment.
They're going to call the managers out. Dale Swaim is already with the umpires.
And then there was a little fracas around first base. It looked like somebody from the Nationals bullpen and somebody from the Cubs were jawing at each other. And that's when it got gnarly. That's when you had a little bit of action right here.
Clevenger pushing Michael Morse.
And Sean Burnett taking offense. And then this is what ensued.
Bottom of your screen live. Top of the screen, the fracas.
I think Jerry Lane goes down right here. Somebody does.
Then helped up by Ian Desmond, who was pushed into him.
It wasn't Jerry Lane.
You know, the thing that I have a problem with, FP, is now the umpires have to be mind readers, because any pitcher can be ejected if they think he's intentionally throwing at a batter. Well, we just saw a pitcher intentionally throw at a batter. So instead of issuing warnings, why not toss Lendy Castillo and nip the thing in the bud?
You can, if you deem there was intent, and there definitely was.
So the four umpires are all huddling. The crew chief is walking toward the mound. And Jerry Lane, is he going to put a ball in the glove of Lendy Castillo? He is. He's been warned. And he says, one more and you're gone. But the bad thing about it is, if Jordan Zimmerman throws a fastball into somebody, somebody has to read his mind and then possibly eject him. Sean Burnett, some of the guys, Tyler Clippard, they're not going back to the bullpen just yet. They're still in the dugout.
I don't know how he is staying in the baseball game. Are you kidding me? How is Castillo staying in this game? There's Clevenger, I think, with the gear on right there.
I think that might have been Bill Miller who got knocked down, and then Ian helped him up. Davey trying to keep Michael Morse from getting in trouble. So it's ball one to Bryce Harper.
How is he in this game? Help me out here, Carp.
Well, if it's intentional, they can throw him out at any time, but for some reason they haven't. And as I mentioned, the bad situation, Wellington Castillo now. Don't know if Clevenger has been tossed or simply replaced.
Check out Clevenger in the mix. He's coming in hot right here.
Gets rid of his mask. He'll shove Michael Morse right there.
He didn't take a swing, he shoved him, but that's what ensued the riot after Clevenger, shoved Michael Morse.
I could think of a better guy to try to shove than Michael Morse.
And kind of looked like he took a half a swing at Ian Desmond there at the end. At the very end, watch this. Watch Desmond, watch Clevenger. He's got he's making a fist now.
Clevenger definitely trying to incite something there. His manager stiff arms him.
I'll tell you what, Bill Miller did a great job too. You got to give him some props. He went down to the turf, tried to save Ian Desmond. That's a great job by Bill Miller. Davey Johnson doing a nice job. It's not easy to hold the beast back, and he did. See, this is a manager thinking about his players getting suspended in the pennant race.
Yep.
And he did a good job.
One ball and no strikes to Bryce Harper. And then Bryce tried to return the favor, maybe hit the ball out of the ballpark at that 95 fastball. Harper on base, triple, 2 base error, and a base hit tonight. He has scored 2 runs. Just a little bit high, 2-1. Off speed, 3 balls, 1 strike. Nationals box score, it's another full one tonight. They haven't gone in order in any inning. Multi-hit nights for Harper and Suzuki. Kurt, the big home run back in the 3rd that turned a 2-1 deficit into a 4-2 lead.
And Bryce Harper with nothing more after getting thrown at. It's not very often you get thrown at and you still get to face the guy. This is intense. And they're staring at each other. It's good stuff.
Couple of rookies going at it here in the 6th. .1064 ERA will frustrate you.
Some kind of battle being waged right now, boy. Heads up, Fury. Shark.
That ball hit the green wall back behind them at the end of that camera bay back there.
Wilson Ramos sighting right there. Did you see that? It's nice to see. Wilson on the bench. Catch that slider out front. Look out! Almost killed a shark.
Harper's going to be called out on an off-speed pitch. Kinetic North America will show you the final pitch of the longest at bat of the year.
Their backdoor slider. Got him looking.
Ryan Zimmerman is 1 for 3 tonight with 3 RBIs. Well, Bryce kept his cool. Worth helped out. Zimmerman helped out there.
Yeah, I don't think anything else is going to happen as far as penalties to Nationals players. They did nothing wrong.
And Ryan will hang in there and foul one off to the right side. Resident Evil Retribution in 3D in theaters September 14th.
Nats could have used her a second ago. She could have come in there and done some damage.
Zimmerman hammers one up the middle. Nats have their second base hit against Lendy Castillo, who also walked 2 men last inning. Got out of that bases loaded jam when Worth flew out. 1 on 1 out here in the 6th with Adam Laroche coming up. And a pitching change. This will be a pitcher getting quite a send-off from this crowd. Lendy Castillo, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 walks, and departing here in the 6th inning. And this call to the bullpen is packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Lefty-lefty matchup. Jeff Beliveau against Adam Laroche. And the Nats have gone deep again tonight. $200 to the Children's National Medical Center every time a National hits a homer this year. Thanks to our Washington area Lexus dealers. Adam Laroche putting a lot of money in the bank with his 4 home runs in this series and 28 on the year. He has lined out hard to second, flied to center, intentionally walked in between. And that ball is well hit to right. Heading for the scoreboard, and he has done it again. Home run signal. The Nats lead 9-2, and the Cubs are going to argue about this one. Right fielder David DeJesus holding up his arms. He thought a fan interfered. Dale Swaim is out of the dugout.
It did look like a fan reached over. The question is, was it a home run? Or did he reach over and grab a ball in play?
You can reach over the back rail as long as you don't reach down in front of the green wall. And that back rail is a home run.
I mean, call your friends, because you got home runs, reviews, brawls. What else do you want in a baseball game than everything that's occurred here at Nats Park tonight? Let's check it out. Let's be umpires before they get in there. Hard to tell from where we're sitting, so we'll all check it out together.
That ball looks like it's well over the green wall. The green wall decides the home run, not the railing behind it.
It's not like Philadelphia where it has to be over that short little fence right there.
Yeah, that railing there actually sits behind the green wall, and that looks like a home run.
Whatever it was a bad catch by that fan. Come on, you got to make that play.
And if that's a home run, Adam Laroche has 29 homers and 92 RBIs.
Let's go, man.
We have a feeling the umpires will not be out very long on this one. This is why they get together at home plate and discuss the ground rules. First game of every series, so that the umpires know if it's over that green line. It doesn't make any difference with the railing. The umpire's room here at Nationals Park is only about 30, maybe 40 feet up that chute at this end of the third base dugout, so they don't have far to go.
Well, the umpires have had an eventful night. Here they come.
We'll see the signal in a moment.
Full speed, Jerry Lane, what do you got? After further review, Tater.
Home run.
'29th on the year for Laroche. So 8 RBIs short of 100, 1 home run shy of 30. And 2 home runs shy of the all-time record for a 4-game series at 17. Nats have 15.
Laroche now has 5 home runs and 9 RBIs in this series. Michael Morse takes one down and in. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Starlin Castro waiting for this one. 2 outs. So in a 4-game series at home, with at least one game featuring more than a homer, Adam Laroche has 5 in this series. One of the top 6 series home run performances ever.
Anytime you're on a list with Ruth, Greenberg, Berra, Bench, and Schmidt, that's some good company.
Ian Desmond, a double, a walk, a stolen base, a run scored tonight. So the Nats 2 more home runs tonight. They have 159, and they're 1 behind Cincinnati for the 2nd most in the league. Long time in the dugout for Jordan Zimmerman. 73 pitches, 54 strikes through 6. He will be under the warning when he goes out. That's a fastball high in the zone, a 3-0 pitch for a strike. Desmond aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Hard to walk this man twice in a game, but the Cubs have done it. That'll bring in Danny Espinosa, who's increased his hitting streak to 8 games. Slots, tables, and dining. The ultimate triple play, Hollywood Casino Charlestown races. When you hit a couple, you should win, but teams don't always win 34 out of 40 when they do it, and 15 of their last 16. Just crazy.
And the record when they hit 6, 2-0.
Change up, floating away from Danny. He's been hit by a pitch, scored a run. robbed of a double or a triple by David DeJesus, and singled to right, then stole a base last inning. Well, evenings like this can take a ball club that is already very close and just cement that relationship the rest of the way.
Some game faces going on down there. I like it.
I, for one, like ballparks where the bullpens are about 300 feet from each other, by the way. And that's a swing by Espinosa. But Adam Laroche puts another crooked number on the board. This man is unbelievable. He now has 14 RBIs on 6 home runs in his last 11 games. Three more innings to be played. The Nats on top 9-2. 31 runs in this series. They just keep on scoring. So you've got a lot of action to keep up on if you happen to be out of town. Every remaining out-of-market game when you're not here on your favorite connected device in HD quality. It's MLB.tv. New low pricing at this stage of the season. For more details and to order, Nationals.com, MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. And Christina has more on Adam Laroche.
Where were you in the brawl, Christina?
Right in the middle of it. You didn't see me. I was down kicking. No, just kidding. Yeah, Adam Laroche last night, I think was a little surprised finally. He said, after the third or fourth home run last night that we hit, it was like, what is going on around here? He said, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, we need to keep doing it every day, whether it's the meals we're eating, the cage work we're doing, you name it. It's just one of those stretches you can't explain. They don't happen very often. He said, right now it's not very fun facing us. You put a guy on, you walk a guy, you've got another threat right behind him. And the best part about it is that their guys have to turn around and face our pitchers. So right now it is no fun playing the Nationals on either side.
I saw some people talking about the Nationals lineup right now, comparing it to an American League lineup with all the thump and the way they're swinging the bats. But yeah, it doesn't matter in pitching, defense, offense, everything clicking right now in early September for the Nats.
Bad breaking ball stays up and in. Jordan had a long time between last inning and this. He's retired 13 of the last 14 Chicago hitters. Starlin Castro 1 for 2 with a triple tonight. Trying for double figures in wins for the first time. Jordan was 8-11 in 26 starts last year. Wellington Castillo is coming to catch, and he'll have his first at bat in a moment. That ball will slice away from Bryce Harper. And for Starlin Castro, another extra base hit. Triple-double, he's 2 for 3.
And a triple in the right field corner, double in the right center field gap. Pretty swing right there from Starlin Castro.
Cubs have one single tonight, the Rizzo drive off the glove of Espinosa last inning. They're announcing the ejections. Clevenger was ejected. Sounds like Michael Gonzalez of the Nats was ejected. And as I spied on the binoculars, it was Manuel Corpus who ignited the second stage of that brawl, coming in from the bullpen, gesturing across the infield, and he was ejected, as he should have been.
He ignited their attitude.
He ignited something. Tom Gorzolani, a former Cub, Chicago guy, warming up. No balls and 2 strikes now to Wellington Castillo, who started the first 3 games of the series behind the plate for the Cubs. Three for 10 with a walk in the 3 games in which he's played. Check swing on an 0-2 pitch, and he's gone. That's strikeout number 8 for Jordan Zimmerman. $37 more times 8 tonight for the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health for every national strikeout. That's thanks to our Washington area Toyota dealers. Michael Sikolovich throwing for the Cubs. Brett Jackson in this series is 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts. He's 0 for his last 16.
I wonder if that layoff, almost a half an hour between when Jordan Zimmerman came off the mound to going back out there, has affected him at all.
Very well could have, and with the Nats up by 7, and he's at 85 pitches. Davey can kind of handle him any way he wants to here. Sure, he'd like to see Jordan get another out or 2, get 7 innings under his belt tonight.
Amanda Comack from the Washington Times is tweeting 26 minutes after he came off to end the top of the 6th until he gets on the mound for the 7th.
Well, a lot of Nationals pitchers have been sitting down for a long time lately while their team has been generating big innings. Nats have not been retired 1, 2, 3 tonight. It happened last night twice. And that's about it for the series, other than the really low-scoring game here on Monday. It's a fastball up and away. Zimmerman walks Brett Jackson. That's his first walk of the night. So 2 on, 1 out, and Darwin Barney, the hitter, here in the 7th. Steve McCaddy to the mound.
Tom Gorzolani getting loose in the Nationals bullpen. You'd think he'd be loose already. Ran in a couple of times for a couple of different skirmishes.
Everybody in the bullpen's loose.
I didn't have to do a whole lot of stretching down there tonight.
It's been a very economical night. Jordan did have a bit of a long first inning because there were 2 strikeouts and the home run, but since then, very efficient. Darwin Barney, good contact man, has an RBI triple tonight. Jordan hung in a slider back in the second with Castro on third. He'll get a 1-pitch out to Jason Worth here. The Marlins are coming tomorrow night, opening up the series. The Nats saw Jacob Turner in Miami last week, and Steven Strasburg will get the call for Washington. And then the Marlins for 2 more. On to the Mets Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday next week. And then, well, will it be a showdown in Atlanta? That's kind of up to the Braves right now. By the way, Detweiler and Mark Burley Saturday afternoon. Edwin Jackson, Ricky Nolasco on Sunday in that Miami series. There's Brian Lahair to pinch hit. Left-handed hitter with power, 15 homers on the year, 5 out of 19 with a pinch homer and 2 RBIs. And Zimmerman goes breaking ball. Suzuki, the backhand stop. Target away. It's a fastball that wasn't away. It was over the heart of the plate, but it was up, and Lahair could not pull the trigger. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's been getting that outer third all night long from Jerry Lane. See what Pitch Track has to say. Jerry Lane liked it enough to say, check please.
Last time Jordan went 7 was July 8th here in a 4-3 loss to the Rockies when he gave up only 1 run on 3 hits. So in terms of pitching deep into a ball game, he's back. That's a breaking ball that'll be a wild pitch and move both runners up. He's gone 7 innings 8 times this year, 6 or more 23 times now. And that ball just barely foul tipped. Pretty good battle now.
95 pitches on the night, 67 for strikes, 28 for balls.
Fastball on the outside corner. 9 strikeouts for Jordan Zimmerman in 7 innings tonight. First time he's pitched this deep into a game in a couple of months. Brilliant this evening. Yeah. Jordan Zimmerman in line for win number 10 on the year. Came in with the league's 9th best ERA at 3.01. And in a ball game with a lot of distractions, acquitted himself very well tonight. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Miguel Sokolovic will get another outing here tonight. 26-year-old right-hander. Nats have seen him a time or two in this series. Bottom of the order, Suzuki will be the leadoff man. Looks like Steve Lombardozzi will hit for Zimmerman. Then the top of the order and Jason Worth.
There's people on the internet right now saying that if Steven Strasburg was thinking right, he would have got right in the middle of that and got suspended for a couple of starts.
Oh, you guys think of everything. That's pretty good. Kurt Suzuki winning over more fans day by day here. And by the way, Jordan Zimmerman in his 7 innings, 96 pitches, 68 strikes. And Sokolovic will throw one in there. Kurt is 2 for 3 tonight. Couple of runs, 3 RBIs. Pretty good looking fastball. High in the zone. Outer edge. Davey Johnson can do a whole lot of things in the latter stages of this game and this series if he decides to give a couple of guys a breather prior to a weekend series against the Marlins, who always play the Nats tough. Lombardozzi about to get an AB. And Suzuki battling. What a season for this rookie, hitting .280. And as a pinch hitter, Lombardozzi is 6 for 17. Great identification of the changeup on 0-2. By the way, Jordan Zimmerman tonight, first pitch strikes to 22 out of 27 hitters.
Larry leadoff lurking. Jason Worth in the hole.
And he is seeing the ball so well. Off-speed pitches, no flinch whatsoever.
It's just nice to see the adjustments he's made at the plate. With Rick Eckstein, since he's become a National, far more aggressive than he was the first couple of games. Standing more upright, getting on top of that baseball, just dropping the barrel on the ball, keeping it real simple. That's not a normal 2-strike hack from Kurt Suzuki. He's letting the throttle out regardless of the count.
Yeah, that's a confident swing. Nothing emergency hack about that. And now he takes the breaking ball outside, 3-2. It was 0-2. Up the middle, and Kurt Suzuki is 3 for 4.
What an at-bat.
Number 8 hitters just don't do that.
Well, he's not your typical number 8 hitter. That's just where he fits in this lineup. And you talk about battling through an at-bat, fouling off pitches, buying yourself another chance, doing all the right things, getting inside of a two-seam sinker that's chasing you to hit it up the middle. Yeah, feet are slow and early. Bat is loud and late. That is nice.
Here's Lombardozzi. And by the way, Jordan Zimmerman tonight was 0 for 1 with a sacrifice and a walk, so the pitchers are chipping in these days as well with this offense. Lombardozzi, first pitch swinging. That's out of play. Lombardozzi gets that one out to center. Brett Jackson under it. By the way, just checking on Jordan Zimmerman's ERA, down to 2.99 after his 7 innings here tonight. Dierks Bentley is coming, in case you haven't heard, on September 22nd. 105 game against the Milwaukee Brewers. The concert right after the game. Some of the tickets start as low as $10. Check it out at nationals.com/concerts. That's going to be one of the hottest tickets of the season. Not only because of the concert, but because of the possibility of something happening in that last week and a half of the season.
You can say it, clinching a playoff berth. It's cool.
Could be a clincher.
Yeah.
All right, the cat's out of the bag. Still have many emotional scars from being considered a jinx around here for 5 years.
Yeah.
It's tough to be a jinx on a 59-win team a couple of years in a row.
If you're good, you're good. You can't jinx it.
.48 of Gorzolani's first 50 pitches strikes tonight. Eventful evening from the get-go for Bryce Harper.
So all the guy does is play the game the right way, and they continue to drill him, or try to.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really a tragedy the way it's affected him. You know, I mean, Cole Hamels put him in his place. The kid disappeared for the rest of the summer.
He did him a favor. He handled that situation so perfectly. He did him an absolute favor by drilling him.
And, you know, maybe it's indicative of the Cubs pitching in the series. They tried to hit him and they missed.
Well, I'll tell you what, Barry Bonds was a teammate of mine, and I thought he was a lightning rod. Bryce Harper, in his rookie season, is more of a lightning rod than Barry Bonds ever was, I believe, as far as, you know, whatever he does is such a big deal. And he's getting thrown at for no reason.
Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kurt Suzuki at first base, 1 out. Sokolovich working slowly here, long at bats, grinding at bats for the Nats. these days. And Worth will take that one outside. Cubs have walked 5 Nationals tonight, 8 last night. Couple that together with all the hits in this series, it's been amazing. Nationals have 54 hits in this series. While scoring 31 runs. Red's idle. And if you notice on the loss side, the Nats have 3 fewer losses than Cincinnati. Rangers are tied in the 6th inning at Kansas City. The Yankees trailing in the 8th, 6-3 at Baltimore, but making noise with the bases loaded. And by the way, that pitch that strikes out Jason Worth is the 30th pitch he has seen tonight. 2 outs. They go off speed to Harper. So Bryce tonight, 2 for 4 in the series, 6 for 12, and just all over the bases.
All over the bases and trotting around them too. And back-to-back changeups to start this at bat. I mean, why wouldn't they throw him at? He got a 3-0 changeup last night. He got a 3-0 slider last night. So they've been throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. Showing him a lot of respect because he's locked in.
In the low 240s a couple of weeks ago, hitting 261 right now.
Three changeups, and this is where as a hitter you start to think, is he going to throw me 4? No way he throws me 4 changeups. It's a thought process. When you get back in the box, you still have to respect fastball with 2 strikes. Got to protect that, but when you start thinking as a hitter, is he going to throw me 4? He threw me 3. It looks like they're going to go fastball up right here.
It is, and 93 upstairs, 2-2.
And that might just be a show me fastball to get back to the changeup. As a hitter, you see something over your head, Carp, you're thinking, they're just showing me that fastball to get back to the first 3 pitches they threw me in the sequence. See if he sits on a change and see if he gets it.
Yeah, 84, and he reaches out, takes a little bit of the air out of that swing and just fouls the ball away. Harper, left center. And racing over to dive and make the play, Brett Jackson. Bryce very close to a 3-hit night. The Nats are gone in the 7th, and they lead 9-2. 11-5 in hits, 9-2 in runs. The bases were loaded when Jason Worth was batting in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Well, if you just tuned in, you haven't missed a thing. Nothing at all. Jason Worth on a 3-0 count takes a hack. Jamie Quirk is screaming in the Cubs dugout. Bo Porter comes over. They have words. So cooler heads prevail. Quirk gets thrown out. Then the next pitch, the next inning, is right at Bryce Harper.
From Lendy Castillo.
And watch the umpires right here and the coaches. I think everybody does a good job of keeping this thing under control. This could have got ugly fast. And look at Desmond right there.
Well, Steve Clevenger going after everybody. He was eventually ejected.
Bill Miller doing a nice job over here with Ian Desmond, keeping him out of the fracas. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any suspensions, no injuries. That's a good thing. Although there's a lot of people on the internet that think Steven Strasburg should have been right in the middle of that, so he gets suspended for a couple of starts.
Yeah, that's all the Nats need, is to him get in the middle of that thing and somebody land one on him. Chad Tracy playing first base, and he will be batting 4th. It's a straight-up switch for Adam Laroche as Tom Gorzolani comes in to pitch here in the top of the 8th.
A real interesting situation right there to start the top of the 8th. Jerry Lane walked all the way out to the mound and had a little one-on-one with Tom Gorzolani while we were showing that highlight package.
And that's a first pitch pop-up. Ian Desmond. David DeJesus is gone. And I have seen some umpires do that over the years. With every new pitcher that comes into the game, maybe he goes out to remind him, hey, everybody's under a warning here, and that includes you.
Yeah, just walk out there and say, look, obviously you've run in from the bullpen 14 times tonight. You know what's going on. You're a veteran guy. Let's keep this thing moving in the right direction. You guys have some goals to achieve here and don't mess it up. Probably something along those lines.
Yeah. Valbuena, Luis Valbuena, 0 for 3. He goes up hacking.
So valuable to have a veteran umpiring crew late in the season with a team that's trying to accomplish a lot of different things.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the great things the Nats will have to deal with. Not that it slants things your way or one way or the other, but when you're playing in crucial games, you want the best in the business to be on the field, and Major League Baseball will do a job of providing that. Drew Storn and Christian Garcia for the Nats. By the way, in Baltimore, the Yankees just got 5 in the 8th to tie the Orioles. 6-6 that score. Baltimore a game back of New York. Tampa Bay idle tonight. They're 2.5 back.
All 6 Yankees runs tonight with 2 outs.
So a huge turn of events to the northeast of us. 0-2 Gorzolani to Valbuena, shows him the fastball upstairs. If you missed it, the Braves won their game 1-0 today on a catcher's throw back to a pitcher that was missed, with a runner scoring Francisco from third.
Yeah, they won it on a trick play.
Evidently. Swing and a miss, and Gorzolani gets 2 quick outs here in the 8th. So this will be a long one tonight. But if the Nats go 7-1 on this homestand, like it appears they will, worth every moment, with the Marlins coming in for 3. Bob FP and Christina with you on Mass and HD tonight. The Nats are trying to make it 5 in a row and 8 out of 9 going back to the final game of the previous road trip at Miami. The only game they've lost on this homestand, the slugfest with St. Louis on Saturday, and they almost pulled that one off. Fastball by Gorzolani, just missing, to Anthony Rizzo, who has a solo homer, a mighty blast to the left field side back in the first, and an infield hit, a hard hit ball off Danny Espinosa's glove in the 6th. He's going to go 3 for 4 now. So in this series, 7 for 15 for Anthony Rizzo.
Not a cheapie in the bunch.
The race for the National League East crown heating up. Don't miss a moment. Text Nationals to 29292. Starting lineups and in-game alerts you can't afford to miss. It's our Masson text alerts. Soriano coming in. Looks like Christian Garcia may be getting the call here. He was warming up with Drew Storen. Power hitter coming in. Nats lead by 7 here in the 8th inning, and here comes the rookie. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Well, the water taxi goes rolling by near Nationals Park, probably on its way down to Old Town. Masson yacht in the background, having a night off on a beautiful evening here near the Navy Yard on the banks of the Anacostia. Christian Garcia gets a test here against Alfonso Soriano.
A 4-seam fastball, 96, 98. 2-seam fastball, 94. Got a power curveball around low 80s to go with it.
Made his major league debut in the 6th inning here on Tuesday night. And popped up Wellington Castillo, his first major league hitter. A young man who's been through Tommy John surgery twice. Fastball stands Soriano straight up. Christian's 27 years of age. Fastball 96 right in there. And that one back to the screen. It's interesting. Only a couple of times in this series, I think there's been maybe 3 innings when the Cubs have scored in the first half of a ball game. The Nats starters have pretty much shut down Chicago while the offense has been mashing. Tonight a little bit of an exception with the Rizzo homer and then the run in the second. But the Nationals have held them at bay. Cubs have averted a couple of shutouts with late runs. Tonight they've had nothing since the second. And Garcia throws it by Soriano, 3-2.
97 challenge fastball. Maybe a little up. Soriano likes the heat. We talked about the last couple of nights. 18 of his home runs are on fastballs. Chases one at the top of the zone at 97.
Bunch of shakes. Maybe back to the original pitch. Who knows? Then a step off. That is severe on the jammage. Didn't get an out with it, though. Could have. Soriano just able to fight it off. Pitch like that'll bust your bat.
Severe the worst?
Yeah, I probably should have called it serious, because severe gets an out.
I was going to tell you, that's a redo. Severe gets an out, but it got a little kneecap action.
It's a little severe on the left knee.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 88. He took about 8 miles an hour off. Christian Garcia 2 for 2, retiring hitters as a big league pitcher. What a great story he is, and what a great performance that was. Action, to say the least, and the Nats will have hopefully some more tomorrow night. Steven Strasburg going for number 16. Is this his final start at home? 195 strikeouts in 156 innings, and against St. Louis, 9 strikeouts, 6 innings of shutout ball last Sunday. 6:30 Nats Extra, first pitch 7:05, Mass and 2 HD. The Nats barely lead the season series with the Marlins 8-7, but they've beaten them 5 out of 6 times here. Joe Mather goes to right field for the Cubs. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Josh Vitters at third, and the new pitcher is right-hander Michael Bowden. It'll be his 3rd appearance of the series. And the Nats have a run on him on 1 hit in an inning and 2/3. Ryan Zimmerman 2 for 4 tonight, 3 RBIs. RBI total up to 76 now.
Bowden, a 3-pitch guy. Fastball, slider change. Fastball run up there with some sink in the low 90s. Pretty good slider to go with it in the low 80s.
Carlos Marmol, the Cubs closer. He of the big slider and the bunch of blown saves earlier in the year. But he's back. He has 16 consecutive successful save attempts. But he won't get a chance to save a ball game in this 4-game series. They need to give him some work. Or do they? Is he just throwing? I mean, in a 9-2 game, you're going to bring in Bowden for an out or 2 and then bring Marmol in. We'll see what Dale Swain has in mind. Zimmerman walks on 4 pitches. Ryan on for the 3rd consecutive time. The Potomac Nationals are accepting deposits on season tickets for next year. Own a piece of a future Nat. You can buy game used jerseys on PotomacNationals.com And you can download the Nats app on your mobile device for the latest info on our high single A ball club. 703-590-2311. Find out more. First at bat tonight for Chad Tracy, giving Adam Laroche a breather at first base. Nats just haven't needed to pinch hit much in the series because they've been so far ahead. So Chad's action limited. I'd say he set the tone early in that season opening series at Chicago. On opening day, he had an unsuccessful pinch hitting appearance, but then he checked in with a 2-run hit on the Saturday game and let everybody know, I'm going to be tough off the bench this year.
Yeah, it's so important for a new guy to get off to a good start, trying to impress your teammates, show everybody that you can swing the bat off the bench and be effective. You get in a hole. We saw that with Matt Stairs in 2011. He couldn't get out of the gate and never did.
Yeah. So that's ball 7. Michael Morris is next here in the bottom of the 8th. Eight in a row. Maybe Carlos Marmol will pitch here in the 8th inning. Michael Morris will step in, 2 on, nobody out. Michael tonight 1 for 4. Marmol evidently these days is throwing his fastball a whole lot more and not trying to get that sharp slider on corners everywhere. You might remember a slider last summer way off the corner gave the Nats a walk-off win right after Jason Worth had stolen third base on it.
Love hearing the fans at the high note on that song. And then they totally miss it and then give themselves a standing ovation.
American Idols, every one of them. Brilliant. I love it. This is one of those new things happening at the park that we've never had before.
They've been doing that for a couple of years, though.
You start winning and people just invent ways to have fun. En masse. Five walks by the Cubs tonight, coupled with 11 Washington hits. Well, the Orioles have responded. Adam Jones is at his 28th home run. And Baltimore answered the Yankees 5 with 4 of their own in the bottom of the 8th and lead 10-6, and they're 3 outs away from being in a first-place tie again. Morse with a base hit to right field. Zimmerman around third. Bo Porter will hold him, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Ian Desmond has a double and 2 walks tonight, and he walks to the batter's box. Hit number 12. Michael Morse will get the rest of the night off as Yuri Perez will run for him.
Nice job of going with that pitch. Big hole on the right side, taking advantage of it. Michael Morse will shut it down with a 2-for.
Michael Morse, and now in his last 10 games, has 12 base hits. So he continues to collect hits of the singular variety. Desmond has a double tonight, couple of walks, a stolen base, and he pops it up. First pitch attacking again. Darwin Barney handles it for the first out. Next up, Danny Espinosa. Espinosa increasing that hitting streak tonight with a 5th inning single that was pulled. 8 games, 13 for his last 30. And in this series, Danny is 7 for 15. He's been on base 9 times. Counts even 1-1.
It's the most comfortable I've seen him look in the box left-handed maybe since the first part of last year. You look at the stance right now, very relaxed, standing straight upright. Not a whole lot of tension in where he's holding the bat. He's got it high over his head and just looking for a ball below his hands and dropping the barrel right on it. The leg kicks early and slow. Looks comfy.
Yeah, it's been a long climb for him. Danny Espinosa, this struck me tonight as we were looking at the numbers before the game. His left-handed batting average is up to 240 for the first time this year. And his overall average flirting with 260. It just took so long for him to climb out of that 180, 190 hole he was in early.
But he has, and that says a lot about the person.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. So Bowden gets 2 routine outs after loading the bases, and Kurt Suzuki will be the hitter. And about over 2.5 hours ago, this is what he did to give the Nats the lead.
1-2 curveball, digs it out. 3-run homer, nice answer by the Nationals. After the Cubs went up 2-1, the Nats answer with a 3 spot to go up 4-2, and
that's it. Haven't looked back.
Haven't looked back.
So Suzuki 3 for 4 tonight. His batting average, and this is his National League batting average with the Nats in 22 games, has climbed to 269 in 22 games with 3 home runs and 13 batted in. Carlos Marmol got his work in. He takes a seat. Jay Chapman up for the second time tonight. If the inning continues, down to the pitcher spot, Corey Brown.
"26 total home runs on the year for Corey Brown between AAA and the big leagues."
Yeah, he was on a home run tear when the Nats called him up Memorial Day in Miami. He's got game. Good speed, great arm in the outfield, lively bat. Suzuki with a tapper foul. Well, 3 out of 4 against St. Louis. Potential 4-game sweep here. And the 0-2 to Suzuki up and away. The Nationals a heartbeat away from their 85th win of the year. The Braves are going to New York for the weekend. They'll face Jonathan Neese tomorrow night. And the Nats can only hope he was as good against them as he was here a couple of weeks ago. Suzuki leans back, ball 2.
Like you talk about, just keep doing your thing. Don't really worry about what the Braves are doing. You know they're a good ball club, and they're not going to go away. But control what you could control. Keep winning your ball games and keep checking days off the calendar. That's the most important thing.
Suzuki got jammed and popped it up to left. Alfonso Soriano. Well, it's been an amazing offensive performance by the Nats in this series. 3 more outs to nail it down. Trying to go 85 and 52 and dominate the season series against the Cubs to the tune of 6-1. Johnny and Byron have a lot to talk about. Pardon me. Byron and Ray have a lot to talk about tonight on the Nats Extra Postgame Show presented by WB Mason when this one is over. Christian Garcia will get a full inning of work here if everything goes okay. Yuri Perez stays into play left. So I would advise any Chicago hitters, don't try to hit a ball to left center. 2 guys can close on it in a hurry, Harper and Perez.
Well, you got 3 center fielders out there, Worth and Wright. A lot of range.
Now you look at these last 2 weeks. Nats embarked on a series in Philadelphia when they were swept. Bats were quiet. Day off. Bats quiet in Miami. Davey gives the talk. Talk about brevity. And everybody wakes up with a good laugh at their manager and what he had to say. And ever since, playing like the loosest club in the big leagues.
Yeah, those serious meetings are overrated. Looking to go 8-1 since Davey Johnson assembled his troops in the clubhouse in South Florida. And for Garcia right here, regardless of the score, as a guy with your first go around the big leagues, what a great experience to have the honor of potentially getting the last 3 outs of a big league game, regardless of the score.
Yeah, every pitcher wants to be on the mound in the 9th inning of a win.
Shaking hands with your new teammates.
And he's got Starlin Castro all locked up on that.
Let's check it out. Did he go? All the way, good pitch from Garcia. Go with it again. 0-2 curve.
Nicely done. Weak ground ball spun off the mound. Grabbed by Desmond with a good play. So 3 consecutive big league hitters stopped by Christian Garcia. Now he'll face the catcher Wellington Castillo, followed by Brett Jackson. Cubs will hop their bus up to Baltimore tonight and fly out of there to Pittsburgh, while the Nats will enjoy the last part of this homestand with the Marlins coming in. They're probably already in town. They beat the Brewers 6-2 this afternoon. Jacob Turner, Steven Strasburg tomorrow night. First pitch swinging, Castillo, right field. Jason Worth right behind Danny Espinosa. He'll make the catch and get rid of it in a hurry. 2 outs.
So last home start for Strasburg tomorrow, correct?
Looking that way.
Get out here and cheer him on. We'd love to see this ballpark packed. There he is. Last home start tomorrow. Some good chucks going on in that dugout. Oh, goodness.
22,447 tonight.
I need to get a replay of that.
Brett Jackson, 2 strikeouts, a walk this evening. And Garcia fires one low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is cranked to right field. And up against the scoreboard, Worth making a go at it. Tripping, and now standing right there to be tagged out is Brett Jackson, and the game is over. He was going for third, he tripped, and he stopped, and the throw comes in right behind him. What a way to end the series. And for the Cubs, pretty much the way things have gone for them. They get a double, and it's the last out of the ball game. The Nats sweep 4. What a 4 days for the Nationals.